Hey fam, it's Tahani. This is my son Wave, or at least the top of his head. He'll be popping up like a little whack-a-mole throughout the video because I gotta keep him nearby because he is a very clingy 7-month-old. So 7 months! Okay, I have so many videos that I wanna make and so much content that I've planned out in my head and I haven't sat down to do. So we're in our upstairs bonus room right now, sweating because the AC thing barely works up here. And I just have to get this stuff out. There's things that I know that you need to know about pregnancy and I need to say them because chances are you're pregnant right now, okay? Whoever you are, ladies, girls out there. So the content that I make, it's for first-time moms. I am a first-time mom of exactly one. So this is as much insight as I've gathered lately. But I'll tell you what, I watched every single video on the internet when I was pregnant, and there was a lot of stuff that I still did not learn. So that's why I'm here right now. So what are some things that I wish that I would have seen in all the YouTube videos that I binge watched during my very long pregnancy? Well, I've got 10 things today, maybe 11, maybe more if they come up along the way. But the very first thing that blew my mind, I started learning about this around 6 months. Babies will tell you when they need to use the bathroom, when they need to pee and poop. Infant babies from their very first moments on earth will tell you when they have to go to the bathroom. Okay, maybe not like day one, first 3 days, maybe a little bit weird. Within the first week, they are already going to be starting to signal to you that they have to go potty. They have to poo or they have to pee. They're gonna tell you. How will they do that? They will give you little hints, little signals. Maybe they'll wiggle a certain way. Maybe they'll do a certain grunt, the same grunt that you hear and you're like, okay, well, what is that? Like, so babies have a natural instinct, kind of like most mammals, to not soil the area that they live in, you know? Kind of like a dog, if you put them in a kennel, they don't want to poop or pee in there because that's where they sleep. That's where they're living. That's where they're hanging out. So babies are the same way. They don't want to soil their diaper. They don't want to soil their bed. Like they're not mobile. So they will signal like it's time. It's time to pee. It's coming. The pee is coming. The poo is coming. And they'll give you their best baby signal and they will let you know. So if you wanted to do elimination communication, give that a good Google. But it's basically like taking them to a pot or potty or baby potty from before they can even walk, from like days old, and letting them go in a little baby potty. I didn't do that. I didn't want to do that. I'm not trying to potty. I'm not endorsing potty training from birth. Here's what I am endorsing. Listening. Listen for that signal. When they're a baby, like keep them in diapers. I don't care. Make your life easier. Life is going to be so chaotic in the early first couple of months. That's not even what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is looking back after I learned this, there were so many times when the baby was clearly holding in a monster poop that was on its way and was clearly trying to tell me like, it's coming, like I gotta go. Or they already had a fully wet diaper and they were about to pee again. He was about to pee again. And he was trying to let me know, like, I don't want to go. This diaper's full. I feel it. It's wet. I don't want to pee. Looking back, I remember him doing a certain wiggle and a certain grunt, the same every time. He was communicating to me his potty needs, and I just did not know that was even possible, so I just assumed it was nothing. Nothing. The more time that passes, again, I'm a first-time mom, but the more time that passes, the answer is almost never nothing. Like it's almost never nothing. Every time he's fussing and trying to tell me something, it is something. I just don't know what it is. So I would like to invite you to, from the time that your baby is born, listen and pay attention, if you can, to when they are signaling that they need to potty. Because at the very, very least, it will help prevent blowouts. It will help prevent their distress. And it will give you more control over their potty situation. Thing number 2 that I wish I would have known before my baby got here. This one's kind of a short one, but you need to wipe nipple butter off before you breastfeed your baby. I didn't realize that nipple butter was primarily for like pumping, essentially. Or for after you finished breastfeeding, and then whenever you breastfeed again, you need to take the nipple butter off. This poor child, like the very first thing he probably ingested was a thick lathering of nipple butter because I had tender nipples for like the first like 4 days after he got here. And I have not really used nipple butter since, but every birth course that I took was just like nipple butter, and they had like 10 brands that they recommended, and I got one because I thought it was so essential. And maybe it is for you, maybe it will be on your nursing, pumping, baby feeding journey, but you need to wipe it off before you put your nip in the baby's mouth. That's probably obvious. It never came up in any of the videos I watched, so just know that. Thing number 3, and I think it's the thing that I was really trying to find out my entire pregnancy, and probably why you, mama, are here as well, is what makes for a smooth delivery? If you're going for a vaginal delivery, you want it to go well, whether you're getting the epidural or aiming for an all-natural birth, which I successfully, if not chaotically, accomplished. So what makes for a smooth birth? Is it doing light exercise throughout pregnancy? Is it doing breath work to prepare? Is it drinking red raspberry leaf tea, eating dates, going to get acupuncture before you go on to your due date? Is it going to the chiropractor? Is it doing meditation tracks? Is it doing manifesting? Is it envisioning your dream birth? Is it writing a very thoughtful, very well prepared birth plan? Is it hiring a doula? My answer is it is everything. Ding, ding, ding. I think that birth is like all things in life that are challenging. The things that are going to make you the most successful are doing as many things as possible with as great an effort as possible and being as dedicated as possible to it. What makes for a smooth delivery? Everything. Prepare in every area as much as you can, as sincerely as you can. And for me, it was preparing physically, preparing mentally, and preparing my support. And then I also, I guess maybe this falls under preparing mentally, but I took some classes to help boost my confidence. So yeah, that's probably under mentally. The things that people are the most resistant to do are the mental work. People are afraid to manifest their dream birth. They're afraid to even dare to ask the universe for what they desire from their birth. They're like, who am I to ask for a successful, unmedicated delivery when so many before me who are so strong and so worthy did not accomplish that? No, you cannot control what happens when you go into labor. I don't think that should stop you from going balls out on envisioning what you want, asking your God, the universe, fate for it, and spending a lot of mental energy envisioning what you want instead of what you don't want. In the event that things go completely different, I don't think anything's going to prepare you for pain, loss, tragedy. So I would say that it's very, very helpful, whatever birth you want, even if you're doing a C-section, I would say focus all your mental energy on envisioning what you want instead of what you don't want. I think that that is going to keep you in the happiest mindset throughout pregnancy, keep you in the calmest state during pregnancy, and other things like your support network of the people who are going to be there when you deliver, the classes that you take, those will help you be strong in the event that unexpected things happen. So I would use that as your emotional scaffolding to prepare for the unexpected versus your mind. Is that coming off as cocky? Like, I'm speaking from a place of privilege because my birth didn't even go the way that I wanted, but it went pretty good. It went pretty good. Not everybody gets that. But moving on. You playing with that toy? Why did I give you the noisiest toy to play with right now? You like your sea lion? You want your sea lion? It's so hot up here. Are you well? Are you okay? I'm gonna hurry up. And finish this. Okay. Next thing. I wish somebody would have told me this. My family, all of the things and videos that I watched, nobody ever said this to me. The way that your baby eats at the very beginning, I'm talking the first 1 to 3 weeks probably, maybe the whole entire first month, is not the way that they are going to eat for most of their life, okay? When I had this sweet bundle of joy, he nursed for 30 to 45 minutes every hour. And everyone, when I, was obviously very exhausted and in my recovery period, all the extended family who was helping me was just like, motherhood's hard. Yep, get used to it. That's what he needs. So you better chop. Just give him what he give him the booby. Like ship up and shape up. I don't think that's a phrase, but they were just trying to tell me like, yeah, it's hard. And I was like, I understand that energy. I think it's pretty funny. But nobody told me that the way that the baby eats at the very beginning is not forever. Like after he got here and I started breastfeeding him, I was like, oh my God. So my plan was to like breastfeed him for a year, maybe 2 years. I'm gonna have to find a way to live my life breastfeeding for 30 to 45 minutes every hour a day. That's 99.9% of the day. How am I gonna do that for 2 years? That is not how it is. That is not how it is. So if you're in the early stages of breastfeeding, like the first month or two, calm down. My son is now almost 7 months, but I would say from the time that he was 2-3 months up until now, his breastfeeding sessions are 10 to 15 minutes. Every now and then he'll just go for 5 minutes. No big deal. You will not be breastfeeding for 20, 25, 30, 40, 45 minutes for very long, but you will at the beginning. And a reason that it's good to let the baby continue to suckle for 30, 40, 45 minutes when they're little babies is they're probably not that practiced at getting the milk out, so it might take them a while. And then also with those longer feeds when they're babies, the later half of the feed is where all of the healthy fats start to come through and the colostrum and the milk. So it's good to just let them do it. Let them eat for their long meals many times a day in the beginning. It is not forever. In fact, it is not for very long. So don't worry about planning how to live your life breastfeeding for 12 hours a day. You will not have to do that because their eating habits will change. Somehow no one told me that. Somehow no one told me it's so demanding in the beginning and it is very chill a little bit later. So don't worry about it. Oh, also another benefit of just letting your baby really just do their thing with those long feeds is that it really helps improve your milk supply. I was lazy and slow to start pumping in the beginning because I was like, I got too much going on. I can't add pumping onto the mix. I'll do pumping later. And I should have gotten really involved in pumping right off the bat because your milk supply, the first 2 weeks of your nursing or pumping journey are very important to establishing your milk supply. So let the baby feed for a long time, pump when you can, because that will help you have a better established milk supply for the long haul. The next thing I wish that I would not have done until baby was here, actually, I wish I would have known this, is not to get your nursing bras or pumping bras until the bitter end. Wait until you're due, essentially, because your boobs are gonna change so much during your pregnancy that it is not worth it to get your pumping bras ahead of time. Also, if you get them online from any of like the fancy brands like Kindred, Bravely, and all these like, expensive and nice brands, you cannot return them if you take the tags off of them or if you wash them. So you're gonna wanna wait till the bitter end, get a few, try them on, and if they do not fit perfectly, immediately return them. You're getting pretty mobile, kid. Getting really mobile. He can't really crawl yet, but he's wiggling all over the place. Maybe if he starts crawling, let me know, because that's what we're waiting on right now, okay? Anyway, nursing bras, get them last. More stuff about boobies. Another thing that I wish that I would have gotten right off the bat is a nipple sizer. I didn't realize how much of this video was gonna be nipples and boobs. But it's really important, and I didn't learn about any of this before the baby got here, so this did not help me to not know this. So buy a nipple sizer. I have the Mom Cozy one. I'll link it below. when you get your pump, you know, a lot of people get their pumps pretty early because they're covered by insurance. They want to make sure it's all squared away so that they can feed their baby. Your pump will come with 2 flange sizes, usually a size 28 millimeter and 24 millimeter. These are pretty large, and I would say 95% of people will need much smaller flange sizes than those. The flange is the part that actually goes on the boobie. It's like the cup of the pump, and it needs to be just a little bit bigger than the part of your nipple that actually sticks out when it's hard. So the part, because that's the part that your baby sucks on, right? So that's the part that the pump is gonna suck on. And if there's too big a flange, you're not gonna get much milk. Buy this nipple sizer first to make an educated guess, then get the flanges, then try them out, because you can't return flanges. All right, getting away from boobies. Something that I wish I knew before my baby got here is that bedside bassinets are weirdly big when you have a newborn. I had a regular sized baby, a baby sized baby, if you would. He was 7 pounds, 11 ounces, a very medium sized baby. And when we put him in our Angel Bliss $200 bedside bassinet, it was like putting him in a studio apartment by himself. It was so much bigger than his little baby body. It was really weird to put him down there. It was like putting him down on like a table and saying like, all right, just sleep on this big open space by yourself. Like, it was weird. And I don't think he liked it. I didn't love it. And very quickly, even as he got bigger, you know, like 10, 11, 12 pounds, we wanted a smaller bassinet for him. So we ended up getting a Halo bassinet off Facebook Marketplace for like next to nothing, and it was in very good condition. I have not used a snoo. That sounds like a really good idea. Again, Facebook Marketplace, smaller bassinets for your baby seem cozier, seem more like the womb, seem more like that's what's gonna make baby happy. You can use the bigger bassinets as the baby gets bigger, obviously, but for the first 3 months, which will feel like exactly 3 years, the first 3 months, those bedside bassinets of this variety are gonna be really big and awkward. A lot of people end up just putting their DockATots in there once they chill out a little bit and stop worrying about suffocation risks. Anyway, moral of the story is bedside bassinets that are, you know, that size, little too big, little too weird. I really would say get something smaller for your infant baby, for their comfort and for yours. Oh, don't eat that, please. You come back here. Okay, you're doing so well. Oh, we're melting. It's so hot. Okay. Oh, okay. This is another one that I really changed my tune on big time. So I was of the variety of first-time mom that was like, I am not going to use a sound machine because I want my baby to be able to fall asleep anywhere. I didn't have a sound machine growing up, and I came out just fine, and I don't want to ruin my child's ability to sleep. I don't want a child who's addicted to white noise. I have some breaking news for you. Your baby is born addicted to white noise. The white noise of the inside of your womb. The white noise of your beating heart all around them in their little water nest in your belly. They are already conditioned for white noise. So what I would say is, rather than suffering greatly as I did, because I was so hell-bent on preventing any sort of sound machine dependence, instead of doing what I did, just get a sound machine. And here's how you're gonna use it if you still don't want your kid to get addicted to it. The very first time you're gonna use it is in the hospital. The baby's born, you're like, ooh, you're like literally like broken open, okay? Like a freaking cracked egg. You're here, you're in the hospital, you're exhausted. They give you your baby. Your baby's gonna sleep fine. Your baby is gonna be sound asleep for the whole first day, 24 hours. You're gonna be all busted trying to like do your best to waddle to the bathroom. Your husband also going to be very, very asleep on the dad couch, mom couch, partner couch, whatever, okay? Everyone's gonna have a fine time sleeping except for you, because the room that you get in the hospital, if you're going for a hospital delivery, is gonna have everyone from the janitor to Nurse Joy popping in and out of there all the time, even if they're a really nice nursing staff. The first person who's gonna use the sound machine, the white noise machine, is you, girl. So get one for the first couple of days you're gonna stay in the hospital. And then I would say when you're home, continue to use that for like the first 3 months and then just wean them off of it, okay? Wean them off of it. Because again, like I said, they come preloaded with that familiarity, white noise familiarity. So until you can get your little ducks in a row sleep-wise, I would say give in immediately on the sound machine and then wean them off anytime you feel appropriate. 3 months, 6 months, a year. I think it's worthwhile to have in the very early stages when things are just too hard for no reason. I don't think it's gonna be habit forming. I really don't, because like I said, he's born with the habit of white noise. Extend that a little bit with your little white noise machine. And yeah, you don't have to give it to them for naps or every time you put them to sleep eventually. But I would save yourself, at least have it. At least have it. And if you don't want to use it, you know, keep the receipts, keep it in a box, you know, whatever. Speaking of keeping the receipts and keeping the box, I'm going to add this one in here right now. So your Amazon registry, anything on there, keep the boxes, keep the original packaging, because you can do returns on anything that you got off your baby registry for like up to a year, sometimes over a year, especially diapers. So I found that I ended up having very different diaper preferences than I anticipated once my baby got here. And I had all one brand of diapers that I did not want. And I was freaking out. I was like, oh no, like it's been like 120 days. Like how am I gonna return this stuff? You can return diapers on Amazon for so long. Same thing with Target. If they're unopened and original packaging, you'd be so shocked at what they let you return. But specifically from Amazon, anything you get off your baby registry, you have like up to a year, sometimes over a year to make those returns. So keep the original packaging from everything. Keep the receipts from everything you get off of any kind of baby registry, because people are so generous with their registry returns. It's really, really nice. It gives me hope for humanity that that's how people operate. But also just maybe don't open every gift that could be on the chopping block, you know? I would say like baby carriers and like toys and things like that, because you, as time goes on before the baby gets here, you might see other things that you find that are nicer that you might want instead, or you might find as after your baby's here that you're like, you know what? I did not need all 15 of these bath items that I ordered. And lucky for me, I have the original packaging, so I can return all this stuff. And whoa, now I've got $100 refunded to my Amazon account. And I can use it to get stuff that I actually know now that I will really use. So you don't really know what you're gonna like or use until the baby's here. So try to open as little as possible and keep those original boxes so that you can have the freedom to optimize your registry. That's the end of the sentence. Yep, freedom to optimize your registry items. I think in the course of this video, my child has learned to crawl. All right, going back to sleep. Another thing that I wish I would have known before my baby got here is that your baby is probably cold. Ladies, are you having a fall baby or a winter baby? Or do you keep your home very AC conditioned, cold, under 70 degrees in the spring and summer? Are you a normal person? Basically, is it 68-ish to 67-ish degrees in your house at night? Same, okay? And the sleep sacks and the baby swaddles that you have ratings on them. They're TOG or TOG, or I don't know how, TOG scores. And I think they're from like 0.5 to 3, something like that. There's a rating system that says how warm these will keep your baby. Most of the like halo swaddles and baby swaddles, they're like a TOG 0.5. So they're not like really good blankets. Your baby might be cold. There's all kinds of instructions on these swaddles on how warm to dress your baby. Google how warm to dress your baby. Get some good resources in there on how warm to dress your baby, but consider that they might be cold. We got Wave a swaddle that was TOG 3 and slept like a baby immediately. The poor thing was cold. That's half the reason he kept waking up so much. Now, you don't have to get a warm swaddle. You can layer up your baby at night. But if you are in, you know, a shirt, pants, underwear, and then you're under a thick quilt at night, and your baby is in like a thin sheet-like swaddle, they're probably cold. So whatever you need to sleep, they probably need that too. That people told me that, but I didn't think about how light some of my swaddles were. So I got a couple of warm swaddles for the winter specifically when he was a baby, and he slept so much better. So be aware of the fact that your baby might be cold. It is more dangerous to have a warm baby at night than a cold baby. So proceed with caution. You definitely don't want your baby overheating, but you're gonna be up checking on that baby all night anyway. It should be pretty easy to monitor their heat, their temperature, and if they're not sweaty every time you touch them, or if their neck is not hot, if they're kind of cold when you touch them, they might be kind of cold. So think about that. All right, this is just some unsolicited advice that I wish that I would have received before my baby got here. And the advice is hold your baby. You're gonna have a lot of people coming to your house to help you when you have a newborn. Hopefully, if you have a support system in place. Maybe just your mom, maybe just your mother-in-law, maybe just your sister, maybe just a hired nurse, night nurse or something. Whoever's there helping you, they mean well, man. They really do. But they are not going to know how to do your dishes to your liking, how to cook to your liking. They're not going to know how to do your laundry without burning it, setting on fire, shrinking it. They're going to, if they're in charge of the house chores, they're going to mess it all up, probably. Unless they're your mom, right? So your instinct might be, oh, you hold the baby and I'll do the chores, I'm very grateful for these people who support me anyway, so I want them to enjoy their time with my sweet baby. Let me tell you something. Those people who love you and love your baby do not love your baby as much as you do. They will get just as much joy holding your baby right now when they are 1, 2 weeks, 2, 3 months, as they will when they are 6, 10 months, 1 year, 2 years. Those people are going to love holding your baby anytime, but no one will miss holding your infant baby more than you will once they are bigger. So, pro tip, girly, let them do the chores. The people that want to help you, let them help you by doing the chores, and you hold the baby. Don't be like, oh, I'm just so grateful that everyone's here to help. I'll do the chores. I'll cook the food. I'll do, the laundry. And then they can just enjoy the baby because I want them to be close with their family, blah, blah, blah. No! You hold the baby. They can hold the baby later, okay? Seriously. I mean, obviously let them hold the baby a little bit, but I'm talking I want it to be 80% of the time that these people are over at your house, you're still the one holding the baby. Hold the baby, take it back. Thank you. All right, 2 minutes back to mama, because those precious little baby snuggles are just fleeting. They grow big fast, and you need to enjoy it more than anyone else needs to enjoy it. So have the helpers do the chores, even if they do them very, very badly. Oh yeah, my last point. Get the professional photos done immediately. I would go so far as to say hire a photographer in advance of your baby being born. If you are at a hospital and they say, hey, we have someone who comes into the hospital room and takes pictures of you with your baby, or takes pictures of your baby, and you look at the catalog and the pictures are really cheesy, the baby's in a weird hat all bundled up all strange, and they just, you don't want to spend any money because everything's going to be so expensive and the hospital bill is going to be expensive and you don't have insurance. Go broke, okay? Incur debt. Open a credit card. I don't care. Get the cheesy photographer up in there to take those cheesy photos, because it will not matter the quality, the style of the photo. In 24 hours of your baby being born, they're going to look so different. Get the photos in the hospital. And this bothers me so much. Everyone will tell you, I'll take the photos. Girl, I can do that with my iPhone. Girl, I have a camera. You should have just hired me I could have done it for free. I could have taken your photos. No, they will not. They will not. They will not. They just won't. They say they will. They will not. They will not. And your partner, your husband, whomever, God bless him, is going to be so exhausted, just like you are, exhausted and shell-shocked and in no condition to be taking photos of you. I'm a big selfie person. I didn't take a lot of photos in the hospital. I have photos of my husband. I have photos of other people with my baby. There's like 3 with me and the baby. And I look atrocious. Not a single person like brushed my hair aside or like put a little makeup wipe on my face because I had just like 12 hours of just like pushing through labor, like rusty mascara on my face. I look terrible is what I'm trying to say. And even though I looked terrible, it would have been great to have more photos with him in the hospital, okay? So I also had this weird phobia that like taking selfies was gonna like impact him negatively because his first memories would be of like cell phones. They can't see when they're born. So be all up in their grill with the phone, okay? Every 15 seconds, every time you want, just take selfies. And then the selfies, they're okay. But what happens when you take only selfies of you and your newborn baby is you get all these kinds of pictures like this. Your face is here and your baby's face is like back there. So here's baby and here's mama. Okay, like the selfie really doesn't cut it. Get a little phone holder. Get a phone holder. Bring it with you to the hospital. I swear. And just wear it out, man. Wear it out. Get a lot and videos and pictures. You're just gonna want to go to bed and you look so awful and you think that you can take pictures tomorrow and later and you just can't. It's not the same. So get the earliest photos are the most precious. After that, I would say you still should get professional photos done for like 1 or 2 months because they look so different. They look so different when they grow. And it's so worth it to have professional photos. And I'm telling you, like, if you don't get professional photos, the reason I say get professional photos is because you tell yourself you're going to do your own little baby photo shoot every month. You're not. So if you, like, let's say that literally you have negative $2 billion and you're like, girl, I cannot spend money on professional photos. My first advice would be still go into debt for those photos because they're so worth it. Or my second advice after that would be get an accountability buddy. I'm talking about like that person who said, I'll take the photos for you. Get them on your calendar. On the calendar, have a day, a time, and an agenda. Make them promise you. Call your best friend who you know will make you follow through, even if you got like your intestines hanging out, your guts, like even if you're so postpartumly wrecked, have your bestie come over, throw a blanket over you, and just take pictures of your head next to your infant. Make those early baby photos happen. I want them so badly. I am already fantasizing about my next child and how I'm not gonna fumble on photos the next time around. And if your baby is already a big boy, a big 6-month or 7-month-old boy, start now. Get professional photos done, or get serious about making your friends take those photos for you. I can't stop talking about this enough. You're gonna want them, girlie. You're really gonna want them, and you cannot get them later. So that is everything that I wanted to say. I wish I would have known all those things before I had a baby. There's probably a lot more. So like, subscribe, follow, whatever people say on YouTube. Or just however you want to find more of me. You can do it. Yeah, here I am. Here's all the stuff. I have more. So if you want more, congrats. There will be more. And thank you so much for your time. And thank you so much, little guy, for sweating it out with me up here in the bonus room. We got to go because we're getting heat stroke. But yeah, until next time. Bye.